Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a busy few weeks with Mania and TakeOver, Lucha Underground getting their Trios tournament and stuff underway. A lot of cool things happening in professional wrestling. So we need to take a moment to step back and talk about things that aren't so great, things that aren't so positive and uplifting and happy to talk about, and something that we haven't touched on yet in two cases, and one fairly new case is that there have been 3 deaths in professional wrestling, notably as of late. On the 31st of last month, Kris died after a 2-year battle with stomach cancer. He was only 32 years old.
Put up a hell of a fight, though.
Yeah, and it was cool because he continued to make sporadic appearances on shows in the UK.
Yeah, Colt actually mentioned him in one of his latest podcasts. He was kind of in the same thing where so much had been going on that he hadn't mentioned it, and mentioned the fact that he's, he never got a chance to wrestle Kris, but had done shows with him, and it always meant to get him on the podcast, and unfortunately never got a chance to do that.
Yeah, and it's, we can understand where Colt's coming from on, not getting around to it, because it's whether or not you say that you've gotten around to it or not, it's, you just want to put it off until it goes away kind of thing.
It's not something we want to talk about.
Especially in a case like Kris, who was so...
He's barely older than us.
Yeah, and he was in the prime of his life.
Yeah.
When this thing struck him and eventually ended up killing him.
Yeah.
And then on the 7th, just after all the Mania festivities have cooled down, we had the passing of BlackJack Mulligan, Robert Wyndham, father of Barry Windham, one half of the BlackJack's WWE Hall of Famers.
Uncle to both Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas.
And it's, he had been having a lot of health issues as of late. He ended up having a heart attack a few months ago, or a few months prior to being hospitalized in February, where he's been hospitalized in Florida up until the time of his death.
Yeah.
He was 73. He has a lot of good stories. He's got an autobiography out you can read that came out quite a while ago. But he's a big dude, scary dude. Had a great rivalry decades ago with Andre the Giant, which might be one of the most brutal, probably the most brutal rivalry of Andre the Giant's. He's a big, physically imposing man, and was the guy, that has the waves of his influence were felt for generations in WWE.
Yeah, most notably, JBL was hit really hard.
Yeah.
Because he modeled the entire Justin Hawk Bradshaw, the Blackjack Bradshaw, Acolyte, pretty much anything his wrestling style was comprised of was based off of the Blackjacks, specifically BlackJack Mulligan.
Yeah, you talking Brad? As far as that's concerned, BlackJack Mulligan and Stan Hansen being the top 2 guys that JBL is really, really taking after.
Yeah.
And having so much family involved in the business, being related to so many people, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, his son being in the business, Barry Windham, their Hall of Famer, part of the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah.
And then most recently on the 12th, Balls Mahoney, John Reckner.
Yeah, this was a real freak thing to happen too.
Yeah.
He was watching TV with his wife. They were watching Jeopardy. He was answering questions. Nothing really wrong. The only thing that was kind of wrong is that he had hurt his hip at a show a couple days prior, and that was the only thing really causing him any issues. And he happened to move to get comfortable on his side, and a couple minutes later, his wife realized that he wasn't breathing, and they weren't able to resuscitate him.
Yeah, she called an ambulance and tried to administer CPR herself.
Yeah.
But no avail there.
Yeah. He was only 44.
Yeah. So it's hit on a multi-generational level.
Yeah.
Younger kid, and then Balls Mahoney, and an older
Yeah,
BlackJack Mulligan.
that really is 3 different generations of of wrestling taken within 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
Or within the span of 2 weeks, I mean.
And so many cool, one of the things I like about social media with Facebook and Twitter and whatnot is so many wrestlers have been able to share so many stories about all three of these guys.
Yeah.
So it's cool now to see something perhaps that you wouldn't have seen in years prior, unless, WWE was involved somehow. Because, if somebody who was on the WWE roster passed away, they'd always do a big thing. But, even just for former members of their roster, they'd do a 10-bell. But, unfortunately, there's too many wrestlers and too many of them that, either weren't in WWE or didn't gain prominence in WWE that really tend to get passed over on WWE television. So I'm going to just say my thoughts and condolences are with the families of all three people here that we're talking about.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, I'll put the link in the description. There was a GoFundMe account created for Balls' family. So if you want to donate anything to help his wife and his young son, during this difficult time, it's to help pay for funeral costs or anything of that sort. The link will be down in the description. And it's always nice to help the guys that put their lives on the line to entertain us.
Yeah. So it's a chance for the fans to give back.
Exactly.
Which you can buy your tickets to shows, you can buy their merch. And really, that's how they live their day-to-day lives. Talking about independent wrestlers, is they're living off of what they get paid to do the shows and what they sell at the merch table. And this is a chance to help give a little extra because a lot of indie wrestlers aren't well off.
Yeah.
And these expenses aren't cheap.
Yeah.
I've had enough people in my family die in the last 5 years that I know that it's an expensive ordeal. So help out if you can. I'm gonna do something. I don't know how much, but I'm gonna donate something. Because Balls was one of my favorite guys back in the ECW days.
ECW original. He was in the WWE ECW for a little bit. So
was it both one night stands?
Yeah, exactly. So he was obviously very
his TNA's.
Yeah.
Hardcore Justice.
Yeah. Very much a beloved wrestler. Not even just for his hardcore wrestling, but he was a great wrestler also. He was very technically sound, had some great matches. And it's unfortunate that just some freak. We don't actually have a cause of death yet, so at this point it just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There was no telltale signs, and that's kind of the worst when you really don't expect it to happen.
Yeah. From the Wrestling Rundown, best wishes to all their family, their friends, and everybody in the industry, because we know it hits hard when someone you're so close to is taken away so suddenly, and not so suddenly, with guys like Kris Travis, and BlackJack Mulligan. So thanks for watching this segment. Now let's get into what you came here to see, which is the Indy news.
Welcome back. We're rounding out episode 96 with, of course, the video that we've been telling you all week that you better freaking watch.
Because it's so jam-packed, chock full of stuff.
We have a ton of stuff to talk about. Welcome to the Indy News. Who's kicking? We didn't even decide who's kicking us off.
You go first.
All right. Well, for those of you that don't want to get spoiled, I'm telling you right now, it's not much of a spoiler because Ring of Honor is showing their Honor Rising shows that they did back in February in Japan, just prior to Supercard of Honor.
So it's a lot of stuff that's already been reported on by so many different sources that if you don't know what's happened already, you must not be that big of a Ring of Honor fan.
Yeah. I'll put a time down there just in case you plan on watching. We got 3 matches to talk about, and here we go. Boop. We open up with a tag team match. This was Taguchi and Dalton Castle taking on Matt Sydal and Jushin Thunder Liger. Hilarious match. Taguchi had his own
Peacock robe.
His peacock robe that he lifted up into wings, and the crowd loved it. He was getting real into the whole Dalton Castle thing. Liger mocked Castle somewhere in the middle of the match where he faked the dive and they got the boys in to do the whole pose while Dalton Castle was on the outside. Dalton Castle didn't like that very much.
But don't mess with the boys. Dalton Castle's... After the whole Silas Young bit, Dalton Castle's a little protective of the boys.
Well, this was back in February, so...
Just saying.
Well,
It was still happening.
It's still... Okay. All right.
You know, if he's thinking like Silas Young first. Oh shit! Now Jushin Liger's trying to take the boys.
These were different boys. These were Japanese boys. So
don't mess with the Japanese boys. Don't mess with the young boys.
Don't mess with the young boys. But Matt Sydal and Jushin Liger would pick up the win. Jushin Thunder Liger would take out Taguchi on the outside, and then Liger takes out Taguchi, and then Sydal hits a real stiff kick, almost Enziguri style to Dalton Castle, hits a reverse Rana, and then hits the shooting star press for the win.
Woot!
And then our second match, we had Delirious taking on Gato. This was a very technically sound match.
As to be expected, because not to knock on either one of these guys, but Gato and Delirious have both been wrestling for a very, very long time.
Yes.
So
this was very very by the books.
I mean, and Gato still wrestles on a regular. You don't see Delirious on a lot of shows.
This was actually Delirious's first match on Ring of Honor television.
Really?
Yep. He's been on pay-per-views. He's been on all that stuff, but this is his first match on ROH TV.
Interesting. Yeah, so you don't see him wrestle very often on shows. So, you know, this is kind of one of those cases of, like, two guys who, despite the fact that, like, you know, Gato's kind of a bad boy gimmick and Delirious is the weird,
crazy,
sporadic, crazy Monster Man gimmick.
Mr. Wrestling 3 had a comment. He goes, yeah, we got this great matchup. You know, one of them speaks gibberish, you can't understand him, and the other one is Delirious.
Yeah. So that being the case between these two guys, I figured it's going to be a classical, you know, hold for hold style match.
And it very much was.
Versus anything with high spots like you used to in Ring of Honor.
Like, it was so hold for hold that... So Delirious goes for Shadows Over Hell. Gato moves out of the way. Gato starts to wrestle him around. But Delirious ends up getting it back into his favor and beats Gato with a crucifix pin. There wasn't even a finisher hit. Like, Shadows Over Hell was the only thing, and Gato got the hell out of the way. So
he got the Shadows out of Hell over the way.
Yeah, hell over the way. Delirious picks up the win over Gato. And then in the main event, I didn't actually watch the match because I already knew what happened. Because this led into Supercard of Honor. And we had Tomohiro Ishii defeat Roderick Strong for the ROH Television Championship.
Woo.
That is it for Ring of Honor. Boop. Quick, to the point. More matches next week, but I'm going to send it over to Kevin Hawk.
Like I said last week, we got Shine 34.
Yeah, all the matches that we talked about last week. Woo!
Yeah, hey, it did happen. It happened.
It did happen, and we have results.
On the 15th, from the Orpheum in Heber City, Florida. That's their stomping grounds nowadays.
Yeah.
We had a showcase match of their developmental group called, I don't remember now what it's called. But they had Maria, who I haven't seen any pictures of, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed as a perfect hybrid between Maria Kanellis and Kelly Kelly.
Please, holy God.
Maria, that might be the greatest invention.
Like, this is the hottest woman ever.
She defeated Stormy Lee. We had Amanda Rodriguez defeat Amy Love and Kennedy Brink in a triple threat match.
Alright.
We had two multi-generational divas face off as we had Tessa Blanchard defeat Rachel Ellering, making her Shine debut. That's the daughter of Paul Ellering.
Wow.
Tessa,
I didn't know she was wrestling.
Yeah, she came out and cut a promo talking about being a second-generation female wrestler, but Tessa Blanchard came out and made the point that she didn't feel like Rachel could make that claim so much because Paul Ellering was a manager.
Yeah.
And not actually in the ring all the time. So when your dad was out there managing people, her dad was selling out arenas.
To be fair, you gotta be tough if you're the manager of the Road Warriors, though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Tessa beats Rachel. There ends up being an attack from a couple other women, and it ends up being turned into a 6 women's tag match where Kimberly, Santana Garrett, and Luscious Latasha would defeat Andrea, Marty Bell, and Jamie Jamison. We had Malia Hosaka defeat Thunder Kitty. Taylor Made defeats Jessica Havoc via disqualification to retain the Shine Championship. And in a Singapore cane match, Allison Kay would defeat Su Yung.
Wow.
In the main event. Good, fairly brutal match. Nice. I guess best way to speak of it.
Ladies whooping the shit out of each other with Singapore canes. Let them do it.
And like I said last week, that was the only event that I had last week.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What?
Surprise results again. But these ones aren't just regular surprise results. They're extreme surprise results.
Holy shit.
Give me your best
Holy shit.
extreme surprised face.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Because we had House of Hardcore 12 and 13 happen over the weekend.
Yeah, we did.
On the 15th, same day as Shine 34, we had House of Hardcore 12 from Queens, New York. Thea Trinidad defeated Diona Perrazzo. Little Guido defeated Alex Reynolds. With Golden Boy and Team Tremendous beat Vic Delicious, Hale Collins, and Ben Ortiz in a 6-man tag match. Right. We had Pepper Parks defeat Colt Cabana.
Boom.
PP defeated CC. Tony Nese in a triple threat match defeated Brian Myers and Brian Cage, who was making his House of Hardcore debut. Wow. Also making his House of Hardcore debut, Billy Gunn defeated Sami Callihan.
Cool.
Bull James defeated Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston actually posted about that.
Yes, the Pro Wrestling Noah GHC Tag Team Champions, the Killer Elite Squad, defeated Rhino and Tommy Dreamer to retain the championships. And in the main event of House of Hardcore 12, Rob Van Dam defeated Chris Hero.
Nice.
And then on the 16th, they had House of Hardcore 13. This was from the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Of course it was.
We had Jade defeat Thea Trinidad. Team Tremendous defeated Ben Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. Billy Gunn defeated Bull James. Tony Nese won yet another 3-way match with Alex Reynolds and Chris Dickinson.
I love the Billy Gunn on both nights went against former NXT guys.
Yeah. And beat them both.
Yeah.
Tony Nese has really good luck in 3-way matches because he won 2 triple threat matches over the weekend. Pepper Parks defeated Tommy Dreamer. Brian Cage defeated Sami Callihan. The Killer Elite Squad again successfully defended their tag team championships from Pro Wrestling Noah against Colt Cabana and Chris Hero. And in the main event, Rob Van Dam would defeat Rhino.
Nice.
Both shows, they did a tribute to Balls Mahoney.
Yep. No 10-bell salute. They sang Big Balls by AC/DC.
Yeah, which I think is completely fitting.
Yeah.
They gave him the 10-ball salute.
Hey.
So that's what I got. That's your results. That's your regular results that I talked about. The surprise extreme hardcore results of Doom, and the Ring of Honor results of Honor Rising.
Yes.
On to some news.
Yeah.
We got a couple news stories.
Yeah.
We got a couple news stories.
Should we start with the informative one or the funnier one?
I'm going to start with the one that's not necessarily independent news, but it's entertaining enough to make its way onto our segment.
And it kind of segues into the second one because they're both WWE related.
Yeah, sure.
So
I want to break it up, though. I want to do the Lucha Underground related one in the middle. We don't want WWE clutter.
Okay,
we don't
yeah,
want to
okay.
clutter up all the WWE in one second.
Okay, it's going to be a Lucha Underground sandwich with WWE bread.
Yeah. So Connor and Adam Rose are both now serving 60-day suspensions for both of their second violation of the wellness policy. Connor's first was in 2006, back when he was in developmental, still in Deep South Wrestling.
Yeah.
And that was before WWE made the rule that all of the wellness violations would be announced via their website.
Right.
And Adam Rose's first was in 2013, back when he was also in developmental and about to be on NXT, basically, with the Leo Kruger gimmick.
Yeah. NXT was kind of in its transition from the reality competition show. It was gaining its storylines at that point.
Yeah, and so he was part of like the FCW group, developmental group, prior to NXT becoming an actual like wrestling brand.
Yeah.
And so because he was in developmental, that still wasn't, I guess, under. Let's talk about them when they violate the wellness policy.
Yeah.
So yeah, both of them now are serving 60-day suspensions. So don't expect to see the Ascension.
I'm saying it right now. We're gonna have the rise of Victor, man. Victor's gonna be going for the title, and Connor's gonna be back down in NXT.
And the Social Outcasts are going to be short a person for a couple tapings worth of SmackDowns.
I'm guessing that Curtis Axel's gonna say that he got really tired of the nicknames, and so he made Adam Rose go away for a bit.
My guess is they're going to say that Adam Rose got so tired of Curtis Axel going yeet
that he just
that
walked
he
away.
left and said he's not going to come back until Curtis Axel promises to stop yeeting.
But it's going to be Curtis Axel related. We agree on that.
Absolutely.
Curtis Axel is going to be the reason.
In Lucha Underground related news, not that long ago, MVP announced that he was going to start taking part in some of the Lucha Underground-ness.
Which would be awesome.
And then roughly a week later, he got fired.
Which, that's not very awesome.
Apparently, against something in his contract, or he just went over people's heads, he started having Lucha Underground people record podcasts with him.
Yeah.
Word got out that spoilers were involved, things that hadn't happened yet, because, I mean, they're getting close to, if they haven't even finished, wrapping up season 3.
Yeah, I think they're about halfway to 2/3 done with season 3.
So I can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Because it's not like WWE where everything's done live and on the fly. So like even if someone said, "Oh, hey, in 2 weeks I'm supposed to face so and so at Raw," they could change it.
Yeah.
You know, and make it not a spoiler.
But they can't really change Lucha Underground because they're only like halfway through season 2.
Yeah, and Lucha Underground is filmed so far ahead in advance that it's way easier for spoilers to get out that way.
Absolutely.
And so therefore they released him from his contract.
That was what, the Katrina podcast?
Katrina podcast had the first one. It wasn't like a huge spoiler, but she'd said something about her character's age being 8 years old.
Because she's in the whole Mil Muertes thing. So.
Yeah, but that was the thing that had not been revealed yet to the Lucha Underground audience. So that's considered a spoiler.
Yeah.
They took it down, and MVP, has released an apology, admitting, he should have gone through the proper channels or whatnot.
Which sucks, because I'd really like to hear some podcasts with some of these Lucha Underground guys.
Yeah.
I've heard Conan twice, and that's like it.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool, I guess. It would have been cool to see MVP.
It's not going to be cool, because it's not going to happen.
It's not going to be cool. But it's I still, silver lining, it's just so much more cool to hear that they are filming season 3 right now.
Yep.
So, we're not up in limbo like we were between season 1 and 2.
Yeah, we know that there's more Lucha coming, so.
Yeah. And then the last news story we got going is some awesome stuff, because we got 4 qualifying matches for WWE's Cruiserweight Global Invitational.
Yeah, so we noted that there were
There's now 8 guys confirmed.
Is there 8
because
guys?
there were 7 guys in the initial announcement, or was it 7 or 6? I think it was 7.
Yeah, it was 7.
7 guys in the initial announcement. The WWE has already confirmed that Lindsay Dorado is going to be part of the tournament.
And so now we know that there's 4 qualifying matches for 4 other spots, so we're going to have a total of 12 And we've got the shows coming up fairly soon, right?
Yeah, actually one of them is this coming weekend. It's the Progress show on the 24th, and there's going to be 2 qualifying matches there. We're going to have Jack Gallagher versus Pete Dunne, and we're going to have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Flash Morgan Webster.
Nice.
We're familiar with Sabre. He works in a lot of the really cool promotions that we talk about, PWG, and makes appearances in all sorts of other promotions. We saw Morgan Webster and Pete Dunne in last year's King of Trios tournament.
Yes. I thought I recognized the Webster name.
And they were both representing UK teams.
Yep.
And then Jack Gallagher, he's kind of the one that we're not familiar with, but good luck to all 4 guys.
Absolutely.
My money, though, right now is on Sabre and Dunne for Progress shows.
Yep.
And then on the 7th of next month, we're going to have the first 2 Evolve qualifying matches. We're going to have Fred Yehi taking on TJ Perkins. And we're going to actually have the Evolve Tag Team Champions face each other. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams goes against Legal Eagle Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
There my money is on Perkins and Gulak.
Yep. And it's still just really awesome that we know that all of these indie guys are going to be showing up in very high-profile matches on the WWE Network.
Yeah, it's going to be on the WWE Network, and a majority of the people in the tournament are non-WWE contracted superstars.
Exactly.
It's an awesome thing for WWE to do.
Yeah, I think there's only like 2 or 3 that are actually contracted. We got what? Gargano, Ciampa, or no? Yeah, Gargano, Ciampa, and Swan.
Yeah.
Those are like the only contracted guys so far. So, I mean, 3 out of 12 spots so far.
Yeah, and it's so cool of an idea. It's great to see WWE with some forward thinking.
Yeah.
Both in the going outside.
Triple H is a brilliant man.
Going outside of WWE realms to pick people, and also making it a cruiserweight driven outfit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it brings back the Cruiserweight Championship. It could be a just NXT thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bring back the Cruiserweight Championship. Make it a trophy and have it happen every year. I don't care. Let's just make more Cruiserweight happen.
Global Cruiserweight Series every year, and the Dusty Classic every year.
Yeah. Global Cruiserweight in the summer, Dusty Classic in the winter.
Do it.
All right. That was it.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed all that news we dropped on you.
Yeah.
Not really much or relevant stuff, but
fun-ish stuff.
yeah, it's cool to talk about this Cruiserweight thing. We're going to be covering it in detail, I guarantee you.
In July when it happens.
In July 13th, I believe.
Yes,
the first air date. Because I'm guaranteeing you they're not going to do the whole tournament in one day.
Yeah.
I mean, they might film the whole tournament in one day. That'd be impressive.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be over a couple of days.
Yeah. Upcoming shows time.
You
got the graphic up there?
Yeah.
Upcoming shows. I see it. Yeah, I'm seeing the back side of it though. So it looks like
it's gone.
It looked like Gneemach. Ook, not Ku. Yeah.
What do you got for us?
You got anything?
I got
nothing.
I'll have
like usual.
I'll have a New Japan show next week.
But yeah, I've got one show. It's Beyond Wrestling's Head Over Heels. It's
Heels to Jesus.
I didn't even write down what day it is. I was in such a hurry to leave.
It's this weekend.
But it's going to be this weekend. They're doing another installment.
It's up right now.
They're doing another installment of what they did with the last show, the New England Mania.
Oh, okay.
But they actually have matches. They have more guys who are definitely beyond wrestling on the New England Mania too. Not doing so many branching out to other promotions. I'm not sure if that all worked out or not. But this is pretty much all beyond guys because we're going to have Cam Zagami and Anthony Green, the Cam and Connection, taking on Chuck Cold Steel O'Neil and Eric Spicely. The Hoods will take on Dave Cole and a mystery partner. And there's going to be Brian Fury versus Drew Gulak and Tommaso Ciampa versus John Silver. On the main card for the Beyond show, Head Over Heels, there's going to be Massage Envy versus Milk Chocolate with Johnny Cockstrong as the special guest referee. There's going to be an intergender tag team match between Jonathan Gresham and Jordan Grace versus Ryan Gallione and Famous Scott. Matt Riddle versus Sugar D in what was called a Beat the Clock challenge. I'm not sure what clock they're beating, but they're trying to.
They're beating a clock. I don't know what that clock did to deserve it.
There's a 6-man tag team match as Fire Ant, Silver Ant, and Soldier Ant of the Colony.
That would be who they are. Who are they going against?
Team Pazuzu being represented by Jaka. Yes. Team Pazuzu being represented by Jaka and EYFBO.
Nice.
There's going to be the Chile Lucha Libre Championship on the line as one of your favorites, Shinron, defends his championship against one of your newer favorites, Lio Rush.
Oh, shit. I want to see that match so bad.
There's going to be another intergender showdown as Colt Cabana goes against Kimberly. Death by Elbow will go against the Hit Squad. And in the main event, Donovan Dijak goes one-on-one with Chris Dickinson. A lot of tag team matches.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. We like tag team matches.
Tag teams are awesome.
Yeah.
As long as everything goes well.
It's true.
So thanks.
That's all we got.
That was the upcoming show.
Alright.
I didn't even write an S on
You watched Indy News. Now go away.
Yeah.
But wait. Before you go, click the links in the description, because there's a lot of them.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Click those things too. But those are important. Click the links, because we have a ton of links from all the people that we talk about on a regular basis.
Yeah,
on this show.
LukeMonovans.com,
ChikaraPro.com,
ROHWrestling.com,
CZWrestling.com,
and lots more.
And then below all of those are all of our links. Now, these links correlate. And subscribing correlates also, because...
And commenting correlates.
And commenting correlates, because if you...
Please explain them, because I'm confused.
If you subscribe...
I don't think we've ever talked about this before.
So, if you subscribe, you'll know when a video pops up.
Following.
You'll know when Indy News pops up.
I'm still following.
If you follow us on Facebook, or Twitter, or Tumblr...
Following.
You'll also find out when videos get posted, like Indy News.
Oh,
and if you watch the Indy News and you comment your favorite independent promotion,
especially one that we don't regularly talk about.
Yeah,
I mean, you can tell us to cover Chikara, but we already do that.
Yeah, we do that because we like Chikara. I mean, if you want to talk about Chikara, go for it. But if you post a website, Facebook, emails, Twitters, is some form that we can get information from these people, we will start talking about your favorite promotion. Because you want us to.
We have a lot we already talked about, but we will squeeze in other people because there's always more room to talk about wrestling, especially independent wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah, give us
like spreading the word.
Give us the news, because we don't care if it's your favorite promotion or if it's your local promotion. You know, if it's something down on the frickin' at the Elks Lodge on the corner, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it, because we talk about wrestling. That's what we do here, the Wrestling Rundown.
Exactly. And of course, last but not least, check out that playlist. Because it's got all the videos from this week. The basic stuff this week. We got Raw, we got Midweek,
nothing fancy.
We got SmackDown, we got Indie News, we got all the stuff that we do on the up in that there playlist.
And one more noteworthy piece of news, that if you are a Wrestling Rundown follower and you go to the end of every single one of our videos, which if you do, congratulations.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
We talk about a lot of stuff.
And we're very long-winded sometimes. But yeah, guess what? If you haven't already heard the news, we're opening up another channel.
We are.
Hopefully getting it to correlate with episode 100 of the Wrestling Rundown, week 100, if you will.
If you will.
There will be a corresponding website that's going up. He's working on that. The new page will entail all new videos.
No reviews.
No reviews. No Raw review. No midweek wrap-up. No SmackDown rundown. No SmackDown. No SmackDown Underground. No Indie News. It's all strictly going to be opinionative videos. It's going to be analytical videos.
Discussion
it's going to be
videos.
Games. It's going to be all sorts of fun little things.
And if you have a specific type of video that you'd like to see us try and do, please post down in the comments. Let us know what you'd like to see, and we will take some of those ideas into consideration.
Yeah, one that I was recently tweeted at. How do you? When somebody tweets something to you, how do you say that?
You were twitted.
I was twitted?
Yeah.
I don't think that's how
I just came up with it.
But somebody twitted me that I should do a video, see how many times I could hit him with a chair.
No! We're not. No.
And it was actually the ghost of Balls Mahoney.
Well, fuck. If Balls said it. Holy balls. No, we decided that the only one that I'm going to do is if you hit me with one of the Young Bucks' foot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with that because...
so we'll have guest appearances, we'll have all sorts of fun stuff, we're bringing Fantasy Warfare back, but it's going to be more debate style, it's going to be more of a free-for-all, less of a us on the couch reviewing it.
Yep.
Kind of for all.
That's a different type of format. So, yeah, let us know.
And it changes week by week because every week it's a different person in charge.
Yes, exactly. So, let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
We'll try to accommodate to the best of our abilities.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Suck it.
The Miz.
Yeah, fuck the Miz.
Fuck the Miz.
Yeah, fuck the Miz.
Fuck it.
What's it?
The Miz.
Ah, yeah.